In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
Good morning. So Paul and Barnabas are back in Antioch, kind of their home base. That's where believers were called Christians for the first time. And they're telling about their trip and talking about how folks got saved and everybody's excited about it. But some folks from Judea came up, and we saw yesterday some men came down from Judea and began teaching the brethren, unless you are circumcised according to the custom of Moses, you cannot be saved. So is that the case? You need to go to Jerusalem and talk to the apostles, and let's get this thing settled. So today we're going to see what happened in Jerusalem. We're in Acts chapter 15. I'm going to read 3 through 6. Here's what they say. Therefore, being sent on their way by the church, they were passing through both Phoenicia and Samaria, describing in detail the conversion of the Gentiles, and they were bringing great joy to all the brethren. As the family of God is expanding, the believers are happy. And when they arrived at Jerusalem, they were received by the church and the apostles and the elders, and they reported all that God had done through them. But some of the sect of the Pharisees who had believed stood up, saying this, "It is necessary to circumcise them and to direct them to observe the law of Moses." That's the same thing that these folks from Judea said when Paul and Barnabas were in Antioch. The apostles and the elders came together to look into this matter. Well, I understand where they're coming from. Circumcision is a big deal with God. You remember, that was the sign that was given to Abraham. And on the 8th day, you're supposed to be circumcised. Jesus was circumcised on the 8th day. In the law, in the Old Testament, we saw that circumcision was huge. Moses, oh my goodness, when he was selected to go rescue the folks from Egypt, God said he was going to kill him because his son had not been circumcised. See, circumcision is a huge deal with God, but not physical circumcision. We see this revelation that was given to Paul in Colossians. Come with me to Colossians chapter 2, and this is the circumcision that is required by God. I'm going to start in verse 9 just because I want you to see the majesty of salvation. In Jesus, all the fullness of God dwells in bodily form. Jesus is God in bodily form. And in him, you have been made complete. See, salvation is completeness. God himself living his life through you just as he designed from the beginning. And Jesus is the head over all rule and authority. Now, are you listening? And in Jesus, you were also circumcised with a circumcision made without hands. Are you saved? Then you've been circumcised. What is that circumcision? The removal of the body of the flesh by the circumcision of Christ. Jesus comes and removes the flesh. You are spirit man now. You gotta be spirit if you're going to be united to God. If God, who is spirit, is going to live his love through you, you have got to be spirit, and the flesh has got to be circumcised away. Having been buried with Jesus in baptism, in which you were also raised up with him through faith in the workings of God who raised Jesus from the dead. See, the circumcision is so much more than the physical circumcision that was a symbol back in Abraham's day. No, it is a circumcision of the heart so that when you believe, you will never be the same again. You have a heart that can receive the love of God and even let that love flow to make a difference in the hearts of others. Well, I look forward to being with you tomorrow. Is this what the apostles came up with? We'll take a look at that tomorrow. I'll see you then.
Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus.